Yeah. All right, Paul. Fortunately, I got to jump off, but if you're still on when I get back, I'll jump on and
Okay,
say hi
we've
to you
gone
guys.
live, so okay.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
All right. Thanks, Justin.
All right, bye. All right, Paul. Fortunately, I got to jump off, but if you're still on when I get back.
Okay, we've gone. Okay. Okay, righty, buddy. Okay, anybody here? We are live. It's Thursday evening. And there is a Navabulgar ship bound headed up into the lakes. It's a salty. It's a self-loading and unloading bulk package carrier. I would imagine that somebody will show up here shortly, but if not, I understand. Up at the top of the chat is the link if you want to join the panel. Hey, Wayne B, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, Wayne. You're the only one that's watching right now. Justin popped in for a little bit, but he had to go. AZ, hey, hello. Russell Graham, how you doing? Yeah, I just flew down, not flew down, but I raced down to the river, shot a ship, came back, got everything all set up, and we're live. I know me, I'll get your pills in a minute. As soon as somebody comes on here that I can walk away, I don't want to walk away. Hey, Mike Rennick, how you doing? How's the Mike? How is the new drone doing? You doing good, or haven't had a chance to fly it much? I would guess. Okay, Mike, I get it. Well, I pushed myself down. You can see it's kind of gloomy down there, but I pushed myself down there to fly a ship, the largest articulated tug barge combination on the Great Lakes. It's 1,000-footer, and it's it's really beautiful ship. The Presque Isle, and shot down, got back here and fired up. Let me see if I got. I'll give you guys a preview if you don't mind the raw. Okay, here it is. It shouldn't be too long, but I'm going to fire it up so you guys can see it. I hope you can see that and put her in motion. And that's done with the Air 2S. I'm trying to multitask here. Mia hasn't gotten her nighttime pills yet, and she's kind of been bugging me. Got to take care of the baby girl. Here we go. There you go. That is Downbound, the Presque Isle. Hello. Yeah. Okay. What's he need to get? Well, have him come and get my card. Okay, yep, bye. Okay. All right, bye-bye. What you notice is right here, the guy is welding there. That's what the flashing was going on. In fact, when I get around the stern, you'll see some additional flashing going on back there. Up to the front, the bow as I get around to the back. But that's 1,000 foot, and there's very few tug barges that are 1,000 footer on the Great Lakes. Now, what you'll see right up here, you'll see some flashing where he's welding. See it? Steve Carpenter, good afternoon. How you doing? Ed Hessick, how you doing? USA Drone Flyer, Captain Joe. SC Aerials. That's Steve Carpenter. No, it's good to see everybody. Yeah, I just ran down and got that ship, came back, and got fired up, and nobody's joined yet. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be on if nobody's interested. I get it, you know. The weather is kind of yucky here. A little bit of rain on and off today. You can see some of the pavement is still wet, some of it's dry because it's had traffic on it. That's the lighthouse. Through the trees, of course, the trees don't have any leaves on them, so you can see the lighthouse. Here comes Mr. Hodges.
Yeah, we're coming. We're slowly getting there. I have some stuff I had to deal with financially, so
Okay.
I've been kind of busy, and I got to put my supper in the microwave and stuff yet. So
Well, thank you, Ed. Yeah, the Presque Isle is quite a ship. There's no doubt about it. It's probably one of the best looking, and it is the largest. What you would be an articulated tug barge, even though the tug that's in there, that's in the back of it, is huge. That's a huge tug. Yeah, I understand, Steve. You got a job you got to take care of, and you want to get it done before the end of the year, and that's coming pretty fast, isn't it? Today is the 8th of December already. You know, we were talking about being in October, and now here we are in December. Steve, I don't know if you know it or not, but I had to return my Autel Nano Plus Pro premium bundle. It just started going flippity floppity, and so finally, after getting the runaround for over a week from Autel, I finally got Michelle, who was just perfect. Michelle over there that took care of me and just had me return it.
okay, so supper's in the microwave.
All right, what do we have for supper, Paul?
Reheated lasagna. Okay, I got to get this fuzziness. I don't know. Oh, well, I should turn some light on here a bit. Okay, a little bit. Maybe I'll brighten it up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see here. Okay, so I got to go get the chat now. Bring it up so I can say hi to everybody. Holy crap.
Lynn asked AZ if he's feeling better, and AZ commented back, says,
Gotta get this fuzziness
I
on.
am much better.
So is AZ feeling better or what?
Yep, that's what he says. I'm feeling much better. Thanks.
That's good. Glad to hear that. I'm a little better too, but well, right now I got a little bit of the shakes because I haven't had supper yet. So.
And AZ says hi to Uncle Hodges.
Hey, even Steve Carpenter's there. Mike.
Yep.
Hey, Edward and Lynn. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? It's almost the end of the year. It's almost here.
Yes. Yeah, I do too. In the meantime, I had purchased, they had the Autel Nanos Pluses on sale during Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
And I ordered another one, and it came, and it had the same situation. It wasn't acting right.
No.
So that had a 30-day return, and I just turned it around and sent it back.
Anyways, I want to show you something. I got here on my email, Autel Robotics investigation invited. So it said, dear Autel Robotics drone user, you've been invited to answer questions about review platforms like you liked before purchase. Click the room, that's to answer the question. I don't know what the hell that's all about. Bothwell, Washington. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I had to send my drone to. Both hell or whatever. And Ed Hassick asked you, Paul, if you're feeling better.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad, but still got that tickle in the throat, you know. They said it takes a little while to go somewhere else.
How'd the little bus rats do today?
Well, I had a pretty not bad load this afternoon. I didn't have one this morning, but yeah, but a lot of kids are happy to see me back, of course. So
You're a goofball. She goes over and tears up the love seat. The love seat's got 2 cushions
yeah.
and it's got a cover on it. She goes skimming down the side of it, underneath the cover, over top of her, and flips the cushions. And
oh, Gracie does that all the time.
what the hell is the matter with you?
So, AZ, how you feeling? Like, I know you said you feel a little better, but have you still got a tickle in your throat, or still a little queasy yet, or what deal is? I don't know.
AZ says there's another leak, another email with the link you can click on, but it says you have no permission.
Well, I don't know. I haven't clicked on it yet, so I don't know. I just
Yeah, AZ, I believe it. Autel is messed up email. Out.
It could be, you know. I don't know. Let's go. Where is it? Robotics. Cool. There's nothing there to. Just please click Google investigation form to answer question. We'll pay attention to your answer to improve our store service. Thank you for help. Where the hell? What? Nothing there to click on. All it says is unsubscribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I got something here for winter hunting.
Paul, in case you ever want to get a hold of them, at least you got an address, you know?
Yeah, tweet, phone number, whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. But well, yeah, I'll go see what's up.
AZ says that he is that currently sweating and hot, AZ, right now? You're a goofball. Yeah, Steve, Autel is really kind of, you know, and when I called almost every other day or every day, and I get this, oh, we're sorry, we're changing over systems, and you know, please bear with us. And I says, I understand you got a problem, but I got a problem. My drone's not working, and this is low light central in the middle of winter, and I can't use my low light drone. Yeah, well, you know, so finally I called the other day, 2 days ago, and I got a really good service person. And so she just says, well, just send it back. And she gave me the address and the number.
Yeah.
Steve, when I first several times I called, and they would issue me a ticket number, a repair or replacement number, and I'd call back and they had no record of it. So then they'd say, well, you're going to have to go through the whole process again. And that happened 2 or 3 times, and finally I got pissed. Oh, AZ, could be the medication, yeah. It's no fun being sick, buddy. I feel for you. Paul Hodges is making dinner. Ooh, he's got his lasagna warmed up. All right.
Yeah, with cheese on it. Yeah. Extra cheese on it. Make it really cheesy.
AZ AZ said he's feeling better, Paul, but he also said in here that he's feeling hot and sweaty, right?
I'm still running the hot and cold stuff yet. So
And he wonders if it isn't because of the medication. Well, I was going to just, when I sent that, the premium bundle back, I was just going to send the drone and the controller. And I ended up thinking, well, that's kind of crazy because what if they want to replace it or whatever? So I bundled everything back up in the original packaging.
yeah.
With all the batteries, all the cables, all the charger, everything, and mailed it back. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I hope that they're smart enough not to, because,
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the company that I thought was smarter than what they've expressed recently. What if they just send me back the drone with the controller and none of the other stuff,
Yeah. Well, no, they'll go over what they got.
Ed Hassick says it's good that you have an appetite, Paul.
Yeah. Well, gotta have something to eat. Like you said, I'm got the shakes right now a little bit because I think because I haven't been eating that much.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's not good. You don't need that.
No. Yeah. Don't have a woman cooking for me, so.
Well, years ago, I remember they used to be an advertisement on the television that says, starve a cold, feed a fever, or feed a what?
I don't know.
One or the other. I don't know. Tim Jackson, hey, how you doing, buddy? Miss a Tim. Justin was on, Paul, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just as I started up, but he had to go. His son is having a band concert, so he had to go there. And he says if we were still on when he gets back, that he'd join us. But
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Hey, Jim Jackson. All right.
his son plays drums.
Yeah. He said, anytime you get the cold like sickness, you start the antibiotics right away. Well, it's funny because I try to do some research on this stuff, and what's wrong with it, there's an antiviral, but if you're really bad shape, but as far as an antibiotic, they said there really isn't. You just got to let it run its course.
Yeah.
Problem is our healthcare sucks so bad right now. You can't get in to see your doctor for 2-3 weeks, and then you go to the hospital, got to sit there for 10 hours. Then they tell you not to even go there. So, I don't know. Did you find that the taste of everything is off a bit with the sickness? Like even Tim Hortons coffee didn't taste like Tim Hortons coffee. Some food you're eating, it just didn't have the same taste to what it normally used to.
And have you noticed, have you had less urges to smoke than what you normally do, Paul, or no?
Well, yeah, because I couldn't fucking breathe.
Yeah.
No. But I got myself a little toy, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do some vaping. I'm going to try to slow down my smoking.
Yeah, sadly, I understand. It's like us large people, we got to cut back on our intake, because as you get older, you seem to get bigger because you're not exercising, because the body isn't working like it was working.
But the problem is that, and I've even had people at work today saying, "Holy shit, you lost weight again because of this."
Yeah. Well, you figure what, you've lost about 20 pounds?
No, AZ said he lost about 20 pounds, but I don't think I lost 10. I don't think, but
AZ said he didn't have an appetite to eat anything for 4 days.
oh yeah. Yeah, a couple of days I had to force myself to eat. So,
Oh, Tim's doing good at work. All right, Tim.
well, it's not like he's having an easy day, anyways.
Yeah.
Finish this, and now I got to feed the dog.
The pupper dogs want to eat, huh? Well,
Yeah, they're waiting for me to finish supper.
yeah, you usually give them a little bit of taste of whatever you've got, right?
Well, because they always eat after I eat. Because that way, if there's something I got left over, then they get it. So,
Well, with Mia being on a special diet, it doesn't work that way here, but because I'm not supposed to feed her people food.
well, no, they don't get a lot. They get mostly wet, dry food. They get dry dog food all the time, but after my supper, I take a half a can of dog food and split it between the two of them, and then sometimes throw some stuff in between. Yeah.
Boy, I hate this getting dark so early. I mean, look how dark it is out there. It's 5:29.
Mhm.
The older I get, the more I hate the darkness type stuff, And I think it continues to get dark until what, about the middle of January?
Yeah, oh, at least, yeah.
I think the winter solstice is in January, I think.
What's Mr. Steve Carpenter up to lately? We haven't seen too much of him lately. Every once in a while, he kind of nice and drops in.
Hey, I just asked my assistant there. Winter solstice is December the 21st at 4:48 p.m. So that'll be the shortest day of the year as far as light.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to go back. I thought it was in January, but it's in December the 21st. Couple of weeks. But after the 21st, it only increases, like, I think, a minute a day or something. But then it accelerates over time. Oh, that's Russell Graham said, yep, same thing, December the 21st. Ed Hassick says, hi, Tim. And Night Train says that's his wife's birthday.
Oh, wow.
But I'll show you guys, I shot down and got that ship.
Oh, man.
I'll give you guys the raw version.
Yeah, not doing like you're doing a lot of night shots right now. Hey, Mike from MGE, welcome.
Okay, here we go. Can you see it, Paul?
Yep, yeah, I think Mike would go from MGE. I think when he gonna go out today and fly?
Yeah, he was, but he said he didn't.
Mm. Mm. Right, so Presque Isle, eh?
The Presque Isle, yep.
Presque Isle, whatever.
It's 1,000-foot tug barge combination.
Oh, yeah, that's that one. So, yeah, it's a tug barge,
Yep.
but it's a 1,000-footer. The only one, isn't there?
Yep. And look at the size of that tug. I mean, it's got 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 levels on it.
Marshall just came on there and he said he put a video on of a coyote on his page. You should go watch it. I will try there shortly. Hmm. Got that plate cleaned yet or what? Oh. You didn't get out there that day. I missed this time of year. Yeah. Yeah, see if we can go. Yeah. You do. Oh, yeah. Elon Musk put up a bunch of more satellites or what?
Yeah, he's slowly working on it, isn't he?
No, I can't even spell.
Hey,
Hey,
Steve
there's
Carpenter.
Steve Carpenter, I know.
Ahoy, matey.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I know you've been busy.
Yeah, I just got home early today.
Mm. Look, Marshall, he just put this up a video short. Coyote.
There's a coyote.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it looks
Okay.
like it's at a gas station parking lot.
Yeah, no, okay. Maybe that's one for what's his name? Just another one he go pick up and bring home. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, do you know, since you got coyotes out there, does anybody have them as pets?
It's illegal to have them as pets, but I've got some friends that live up what they call the Ortega Highway, which is an area up in the Cleveland National Forest.
Yeah.
They come up and he's got some of them. He feeds up there in their yard and takes care of them. And the coyote gets rid of all the other stuff and keeps his place free.
Wow. And,
Kind of like
so-
his own
and-
his own wild guard dog.
So they're friendly towards him like a dog, or
I mean, they're real skittish. She puts the food out there. You don't get close because they'll take off and go.
yeah.
We have one here that it's been a couple of months since I've seen him, but he runs anywhere between 6 o'clock in the morning. He'll this because I live just about 2 houses up from the street from where we are. We're on a T to the main street. And that coyote will just go tromping down the middle of the lane, just like if nothing's going over. And I'll be standing out here in front. He'll just look over and look at you and just keep right on going.
Wow.
So have you sent it back yet?
Yeah, I've sent
Uh-huh.
them both back.
Uh-huh.
I sent one that I bought on eBay to replace the one that wasn't working,
Mhm.
and it came and it wasn't working, and so they had a return process. I returned it, and I sent the other one back, but because it's got batteries, I mailed it out like on Tuesday. I finally got approval to mail it out, and I mailed it out Tuesday, and it's going to get there. They said by 12th of 13th. Goes back to Washington.
Washington, they're over here in California.
Well, let me see if I can find the email.
Because I know Billy Kyle was just out there. They're up in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley area.
Okay. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, here's where it went to. I'll show you screen share. Hotel repair and return is 22522
Oh, yeah.
29th Drive Southeast Suite
Mhm.
101, Bot Hell, Washington.
Yeah, I have to check Bill from Coast to Coast or Curtis Dart. Have them keep an eye on it for you.
Yeah. She wants you to stay.
I know.
So, Mr. Hodges, how you been?
Oh, dying, but they were starting to come alive again. I got that freaking viral infection or flu or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Some people haven't been so lucky. A friend of my sister's there, she got it and they got her on a ventilator now. But she had COPD to start with, but
Uh-huh.
anyway.
You're going on Tim's going on a drunken live.
Oh, AD sent me something here. I got to go find, I think it's a messenger. Yeah, okay, somebody sent me something here. Okay. Okay, cool.
After over here where we're at in Southern California, they're all over the place. In fact, when they started building out a town called Mission Viejo, this was back in the 70s. They were coming right up in the backyards, and as they built further and further out into the foothills, between that and mountain lions.
Yeah. I just,
Yeah, a lot of people have come down with that flu that's been going
oh,
around.
I never had anything knock me on my ass as much as this has.
Really?
You know, I might be sick for a day or two, but I was sick for 5 or 6 days, right? I couldn't do nothing. It just,
Wow, that's not good.
no, I've never, even my sister said, holy crap, you gotta be really sick because to hold you down that long. Because it just, I've never, ever, yeah, it just, yeah. Yeah. Something keeps coming off you going ding ding. I don't know what the hell it is here. Oh, there. That's it.
Justin's going to the band concert.
What concert?
Yeah.
His son is playing drums in a band.
Oh, okay.
Justin, where the hell is Justin at?
Walking down the sidewalk.
Yeah. What is he doing? Going to vote or something?
Oh no, looks like a school.
Or school, something going on. Somebody, yeah. But that looks like Justin on the left there with his wife, isn't it? No? I don't know what the heck that is, yeah.
Man, it looks like a school.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got a school play going on or something.
Mm-hmm. Everybody in like tank tops and shorts and stuff. Have even here
Yeah.
in Southern California, everybody's bundled over. We've been in the 50s here.
Yeah, we're not as bad as it has been. It actually warmed up a little bit. It's been staying up above freezing a little bit, but it's pretty cool, like the wind and stuff. But even but
Because we actually had rain here on Monday and Wednesday.
well, but it's funny, like just 30 miles south of me,
Mhm.
you go directly east is Buffalo. Okay,
Huh?
they had like 6-7 feet of snow. We've hardly had a snowflake here. Hey, Ron.
Ron,
Howdy.
how are
Hey.
you, sir?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, good, good. Where you headed?
On my way home after 8 days, 9 days work.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I worked my rotation, and then I had clinical rotations in the hospital and education today. I had a hell of a good time up at OB last night. I helped catch a kid.
Really?
Yeah. Doc says, Ron, you want to come on over here and help? I'm like, sure. So I was in the OR. And the mom was okay with it, So, yeah, I was out catching kids last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're heading west. I can tell that sun's going right straight in your face.
Oh my God, dude. Killing me. I've got the visors all angled and yeah, heading directly west. So Steve, I guess you saw my latest excursion that I'm looking to do.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah. Be a week on the beach, living with bears and wolves. I know it sounds a little crazy, but
Well, consider the source. It sounds normal.
yeah, you got me there.
No,
Yeah.
I watched it was on Discovery Channel or someplace like that. I'd seen that where some people had come in and that's what they did. They were up
Yeah.
there, but it only showed like, it was like a condensed thing of just like being one day out in the one area.
Right. This is for a whole week. Yeah. Holy cow! Now the damn sun shifted.
I thought that's your new Trek studio lighting.
Yeah. Whew. Wow.
It's bright.
It is. Yeah, I'm looking to finalize things this weekend and hopefully make it happen.
That'll be
Oh.
fun.
I don't know whether I made a mistake or not, but I told my friend Don about it, and
Mhm.
I'm looking to see if I can get him to go with me.
Mhm.
Question is, there's a lot of legwork we'll have to do with the oxygen companies, with the VA, to see if we can make it possible. I'll have to make sure that he has 2 O2 concentrators up there in case one would break down for any reason.
What about for
So-
him for moving around? Because that's a lot of hiking and moving up there.
Well, he could actually sit. They said you could sit right up on the deck of the main lodge and watch the bears from there.
Oh
But-
my gosh.
Yeah, they come in that close. Where me and I, they could maybe take him out on a 4-wheeler or whatever. But there's different daily hikes that you can do, like
Mhm.
2, 3, up to 5-mile hikes you can do daily, and that's one of the things I'll be doing, obviously.
Sure. Now, do they require you to be packing?
No, you actually have a guide there. What the hell? I thought I was when I left Pennsylvania, I was out of Amish country. Good Lord. Got the horse and buggy and the kitties.
Oh my gosh.
They're all waving.
Yeah.
Hayride.
How come they always put horses on there? Don't put a pair of elk or a deer or something up there.
Yeah. See all the kitties waving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks like
yeah.
there's quite a bit of snow there.
Yeah, we got a bunch dumping of snow over the weekend. I don't know how much I got at home. We'll find out. But yeah, this trip, Steve, I mean, it's a photography opportunity of a lifetime, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a little pricey, but I'm like, screw it.
Mhm.
I'm going.
Yeah. That's good. Glad to hear you're going. Got it
Yeah.
all set up?
What's that, Paul?
Did you get it all set up?
Not yet. I'm looking to finalize plans this weekend, though.
Now
And-
where is this place located?
It's south of Homer,
Mhm.
a little bit north of Katmai Island.
Mhm.
Supposed to have the highest population of brown bears in the entire state.
Hmm.
You could see 20, 30, 40 a day. Wolves come in, a lot of red fox, a lot of waterfowl.
Mhm.
Yeah. You watched that video, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Because I know a friend of mine was looking one time to where it's kind of like that, and you're out on your own, and
Yeah.
they have these cabins, and you stay in these cabins up there. And one of the requirements is you've got to bring your own firearms,
Yeah.
and it's required for you. In other words, you come there without a firearm, they will not take you out.
Yeah. And I actually talked to them about that. And that's one of the things I asked. I said, do I need to bring bear spray and a firearm? I can bring both. I said, I'm a hunting guide. I have no shortage of weapons. They said, nope, you cannot bring them.
Uh-huh.
Said, we have guides there that will be in the area with you, that have that,
Mm-hmm.
especially on the hikes,
The guy being
So-
guided.
Yeah. I said, well, what if something happens to him?
Run.
Yeah,
No, grab his firearm. Yeah.
as long as you can stay one step ahead of him, you should be okay.
Yeah. I'll make sure I kick. He's the one we kick in the knee,
Yeah,
He's the slowest one out. Yeah, oh my God, I can't even imagine the footage, pictures
Yeah.
I'll get.
Yeah, Lynn's saying, yeah, Ron, go for it. You live only once.
You do. Here's a question, guys. I don't know if this sounds weird. Like I said, I just talked to Don, my friend Don. He's oxygen dependent.
Mhm.
And his feeling on life right now is, I don't know how much time I have. It's not that he can't get around. As long as he's on oxygen, he can get around. I take him hunt. We go out on photography trips around home.
Uh-huh.
But one of the things that, and I just got off the phone with him, we're going to check with the VA up in Anchorage. I want to make sure that they can provide a second machine, so because we're going to be a minimum of an hour flight to any kind of flight, not drive, flight to
Yeah.
any kind of health care. Tell me if I'm thinking weird, and I would like anybody's input. I asked him, I said, Don, do you think you want to discuss this with your family first? In other words, I'm sitting here thinking he would not be going if I didn't present this to him. If
Right.
something were to happen, would his family be blaming me? And he said to me, he goes, Ron, I will inform my family of what I'm doing. He said, but the time that I have remaining on this earth, he said, I want to make the best of it. So, and I told him, I said, Don, I said, I only want to do this if we can be 100% safe.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've already made phone calls up to the lodge up there,
Uh-huh.
and to find out, because they said there were solar powered during the day, and I'm like, what about at night? It's going to be a little scary. I just wonder if I'm making the right decision by offering for him to go on this trip with me.
Do
know
they
what I
have,
mean?
do they run on generator at nighttime or no?
That's what they said. They said, yeah, we can provide you electricity 24/7. I said, that is absolute. So I'm going to call this Elizabeth tomorrow and talk to her more in detail and just
Well,
confirm all this.
Okay, what now the one he has now, doesn't he have a portable one that's battery powered?
Yes, but and I got to make sure the one that he has now, I got to see, I've been doing a lot of legwork this weekend. I have one of my pilots pull a list of FAA approved portable oxygen concentrators to make sure that the one he has
Mhm.
is permitted to be on an airline. Right now, he says, I don't think I can fly. I don't think they allow this. Like, I don't know. So we need to find that out. But
Call the airline.
yeah. So
I mean, I've been on flights and I've seen people with them. They're, the ones, the battery powered ones are pretty small.
right. And that's one of the things I want. See, the other day, one of our pilots, mother, she's been a heavy smoker, COPD person, and she's on this portable oxygen concentrator. It's called from a company called Inogen,
Uh-huh.
and the machine itself, I want to say, weighs like 3 or 4 pounds at the most,
Uh-huh.
and it's in like a little knapsack, and you actually just sling it right over your shoulder.
Yeah, it's like a bag, like a sling pack that it sits on.
Right. But my question about it is, it's on and I got to find out what he has and what he needs. I think that particular machine only delivers when you breathe in.
Mhm.
In other words, my question is it a constant flow triggered by when you breathe in?
Or,
Because
like on demand, or
Right.
constant. Yeah.
Right. So, and I've never asked him that question about his machine right now, but I think that Inogen system is on demand.
Hmm.
So, I don't know. I think what I am going to do is sign myself up and tell the lady, say, listen, can you hold this second spot for a while till we find out, if he can do this trip? Because if
Yeah.
I can't get 2 machines, I'm not taking them. Because when only machine breaks down, we're screwed. I
Right.
watched my friend die out in the Alaska tundra. I'm not going to do that.
Mhm.
So, but, and like I said, I honestly don't know how much time he has left. Could
Yeah.
be 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. But he said, what time I have left, I want to make the very best of it. So, here comes the sun again.
Yeah. Well, good for him and his attitude of that really good, a positive attitude.
Right. Damn it. Woo.
Ron, Lynn said she sent you a link to Inogen.
Yeah, I've actually looked at their site.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what brand he has right now. That's something I'm going to do this weekend.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Carlos.
Carlos.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah,
If you might-
the Inogen is probably one of the most popular.
They are, yeah. But do you guys think I'm being wrong by inviting him to something that could potentially be dangerous? Or as long as we have all the right equipment, I just fear.
You're already ahead of the game, Ron, and that's where I respect you. And I know you wouldn't be putting anybody in a situation that would be the wrong thing to do. You're already
Right.
looking at it in order to, and that's the smart thing to do. You're being proactive, so you don't have to worry about it.
Right. I mean, Paul already know. Paul Hodges, you already know how good of a friend I am with him.
Oh, yeah.
And this is something I really, really like to do for him.
Yeah. I mean, you've known him for a long time.
Like I said, how we met was on the Army base in California.
Hmm.
And I was at
Good
the
question.
official
Which Army base?
Fort Hunter Liggett.
Where's that?
South of Monterey, right? Only about 8 miles inland from the coast. South of San Francisco.
Monterey,
Uh,
Carmel area, inland.
The only
Yeah.
fort I know that I lived on is Fort Walter Reed.
That's on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's on the
Yeah.
East Coast.
Mhm.
No, we're talking
That's
about
where I used
California.
to live.
Oh, okay. Your family in the military or?
My family
Carlos?
was in the military. They retired.
Oh, okay. So you were an army brat, so to speak.
Yeah.
Not literally, figuratively.
Oh, but yeah. Anyhow, how we met was I went to Fish and Wildlife on the base because I was allowed to hunt deer there,
Right.
and you had to find out every day what areas you were allowed to hunt and which areas were 100% off limits because they had drill exercises.
Maneuvers going on.
Yeah, things
Yeah.
blowing up, bombs, all kinds of stuff. And this stupid girl that was behind the desk the one day said, well, I think 17 and 21 are open today. I'm like, lady, do you think or do you know? I said, you. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go find someone who will know. So, I went over to range control. It was the building right beside us. And I told him my situation. They said, we have somebody for you to talk to. Said he is the range safety officer.
Mhm.
So I walk into his office, and the first thing I see is all this wildlife photography all over his office. I'm like, hi, I'm Ron. I like your photography. And we hit it off from there. Oh, you like to hunt? Oh, I like you more. So yeah, that's how we got to know each other and become friends. Yeah, he's pretty damn good behind the camera. Darn son can't make up its mind. The road keeps curving and
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, lot
That
of
would be,
deer out
that,
there.
I'm sure everything would go okay. And you're taking all the precautions, and you would make that guy's year
Mm,
being able to do that, I'm sure.
yeah,
So when are you looking to book to go?
June.
This coming year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already booked the trip for 24 to go back fishing. I got my Paul Murray, the owner of the grocery store. He's going to Alaska with me in 24.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. He called me up a couple weeks ago and he said, Ron, oh, damn it. Ah. He said, Ron, you going back to Alaska again? I said, yeah. He's, when you going? I told him. He's like, can you get me in? Like, let me make a phone call. Got him in.
All right.
His wife was like, Ron, thanks. That's all he's been talking about.
Tim Jackson says, Ron, you're an awesome bloke.
So hopefully the bloke is a good person.
It's a good word.
But one thing about early June, the cubs are small. And that's what I really want to get a picture of.
Yeah.
Mama with the cubs. And, but,
Just make sure Mama isn't charging you.
oh, I know. Yep. One of the things they say about, there's so many bears there, but the thing of it is the food source is so plentiful between the clams, the salmon run, and a couple other things that they're just so indulged with so much food there
Yeah.
that they just don't give two shits about humans. As long as you obviously don't, approach them, like you got a mom with cubs, you can be there where like you go to a Yellowstone right now, and if there's a mother with cubs, even though you're not approaching her, she still may charge you.
Yeah.
And we're out there, as long as you're not approaching them, they're going to leave you alone, generally.
Yeah. Tim's saying bloke equals man. So he says you're just an awesome man.
Oh, okay. All right. Trying to learn all that.
Down under talk.
Yeah. And Sheila,
Yeah.
a woman, I know that. That was an old girlfriend's of mine's name.
It'd be good to go home for a couple days.
That what you got is a couple days off?
Yeah, I have till next Friday. The hot
Well, that's
blonde.
more than a couple, that's more than a couple of days, Ron.
Yeah, it's a week.
Yeah.
I got to talk to the hot blonde boss down in Hot Springs. I may go down there and work for a couple days. Like I said, I'm going to work for the next 3-4 months.
Mhm.
Get that trip paid for. I already picked up the whole week of Christmas. Got like 48 hours of overtime so far. Yep.
Don't they limit it?
No. Mm-mm.
They need him worse than they need the budget.
Well, yeah, I know that. It's just with other people, you think you put, the people not in there, but so many people want to get off. And I know over the years that I've known Ron, this last year was the first time you didn't work over the Christmas shift.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, remember the hot tub scene, Christmas Eve?
I'll never forget it.
Oh yeah, Ron and the hot tub with the babes.
Yep. That was a fun night.
I'll bet it was.
Yeah, it was. We were on Matt Norris, and then Chris Hope was in his Santa hat and trying to wrap Christmas presents.
Yep. That was a good show.
Oh my God, that was a good time. No, this year, matter of fact, I just spent time with him today. One of my coworkers, great dude, and I have so much respect for him. He is doing everything he can to keep his parents out of a nursing home. But he has to pay for caretakers to come to his home every day he goes to work.
Yeah.
So I'm scheduled off. It's my week off for Christmas, and I'm like, why would I want to sit at home?
Yeah.
So I have nowhere to go, nobody to be with them. So I called him. I do this every year.
Mhm.
I find whoever's working. And 2 years ago it was my boss, and this year I called Phil. He's like, Ron, I'd be paying, it's either going to be time and a half or double time to those caretakers if I would work. And he goes, I'll make it worth your while. You work the 24-hour on Christmas and work the 26th night shift. I'm like, okay. So I'll be having Bismarck working a helicopter that night. Well, then one of the girls at my base wants to go to Massachusetts to see her dad, who's not doing well. And she's like, Ron, would you want the 27th night shift? I'm like, I'm already up here. Why not? So I no sooner agreed to that. And my supervisor calls me and said, Ron, did I hear you're going to be up in the, I'm like, yeah. He said, are you going to be here the 28th? And I'm like, I can be. He's like, would you want to work night shift on the 28th? I'm like, sure. Pile it on. And then I'll have 2 days off, and then I start my normal rotation. So I'll be up here for like 2 weeks, but cha-ching, Alaska money.
Yeah, really. It'll get that trip paid for real quick.
Hey, Steve, Ed Hassick said that he'd never heard of a Australian term for a woman as being a Sheila.
Oh, yeah, that's been there.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Sheila, yeah. In fact, as I said, an old girlfriend of mine, her name was Sheila, and one of their, a friend of hers, Australian, from Australia, So they go, well, it's easy. We can just call you Sheila and we're right on both accounts, your real name and a girl being a woman.
Not as long as it's not like a Karen or anything.
No, she works for Autel.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, how'd you ever make out with that, Paul?
I ended up sending them both back. The one that really, that I did the video of, the situation, and then I sent back the brand new one I got because it was acting the same way, and I'd only had it for 3 days, and it was through eBay, and eBay, I just went and filled out the return form and sent it back.
Really? And they're going to refund your money?
Well, let's hope. According to eBay, yes, I'm supposed to get my money by Friday.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good.
Now, the other one, I'm assuming you sent back to Autel?
Autel, yep, in Washington.
Yeah, okay, yep, up in Seattle. So I'm assuming you finally got a hold of someone there.
Well, yeah, Karen kept putting me off because every time I call, I get Karen, then I get a Karen again, then I get Karen again. And then finally a Michelle answered, and she was sweet and took good care of me and gave me the address to send it back to and the number to put on it and everything like that, which I did.
Yeah, for the RMA number.
Yep.
Yeah. See, it's that name, Michelle,
Yep. Yep. So I'm waiting to hear from that, but dumb me, which legally I should have, I pulled a box out that had the big sticker on it, says batteries on board type of thing,
Right.
And so when I took it to the post office to send it back, they said, oh, okay, well, it has to go ground then all the way.
Yeah, with batteries.
Yeah. So if I hadn't had that sticker on
Oh,
there,
yeah,
they'd just taken it and sent it to whatever the fastest way is. But
Okay.
so it's going to
Well-
be delivered out there like on the 13th, I think it is, Ron.
You didn't send the batteries, did you?
Oh, I sent everything because it's under warranty and it's either they're going to fix it or replace it. So they'll replace all the batteries and everything. And
Yeah, because even if you didn't put the batteries for the drone in there, you got the battery on the RC controller, going back, and that little battery in there is the same effect, whether it's the little one or the big one.
right. And I wanted to send everything back that I got so that they got everything that I got. So if they replace it, just send me a brand new one in the box.
Hmm.
So
Well, I hope they.
So what did it start doing? It started just gradually doing it, then more and more, or is it just bam?
I started having a few problems with it at takeoff. It's like acting a little strange, but nothing like at the end. Let me see if I can pull up the video, and I'll show it to you. It was
So what's the weather been like up there,
Shit,
Ron?
cold. We had a bunch of snow over the weekend.
Mhm.
Yesterday morning was like 11 below with wind.
Wow.
Ugh. There was some place in North Dakota yesterday. It was supposed to be the coldest spot in the U.S. with wind chill at 58 below.
I must have been up next to Russ of 51 drones.
Yeah, yep, up in Minot. They say if you're in the military, I think it's the Air Force,
Yep,
you're like, you get in trouble, they send you to Minot.
exactly. I heard that clear back in the 70s when I was in the service.
Really?
Yeah.
Been a bad boy, you're going to Minot. Take your warm jammies. The further south I'm driving, the less snow I'm seeing.
What's that?
So, I said the further south I'm driving, the less snow I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Paul, Tim's saying it didn't start happening until after you did a firmware update.
Well, yeah, that's, I think it was, yes.
Ooh, I may decline any firmware updates in on my light just in case.
Okay, let me do a screen share. And I'll walk you through it. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, it starts out fine.
Mhm.
And we get down the ship a little ways, down like here, right here. You'll see a little bit right here. Did you see
Whoa.
that shake?
Yeah.
Look, there's another shake. And there's another shake.
You sure you weren't in the ship wash?
Yeah. Shaking and shaking and rocking and rolling. And now when I get
nothing
down to
anything.
the front, here's where it really starts rocking and rolling.
That's great. Whoa. It almost looks like, you got into a high wind area, if I didn't know what you talking about this, the way it's tilting it at an angle.
Okay, so now I'm gonna swing around the ship. And it's scary because the ship's coming at me and I'm trying to fly it and stay in front of it.
And trying to fly and not go down in the drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that ship has a beacon out there that's thrown that at you. It's sending the signal. It sees you coming in. I says, I'm going to take you out.
Hey Hodges, how you feeling?
Yeah, not bad, yes, but not 100%. Still got that tickle in my throat, but they said it takes about a week and a half to get rid of it all.
Did you go and get some antibiotics?
Well, they said there is no antibiotics for it. Only if you're really sick, they'll give you some antiviral, but there's no antibiotic for it.
Oh,
What do you think, Steve?
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I like the camera at night because the night shots are great,
I know.
And here I am ascending, to get it going down river. And it's still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Boy,
funny.
you
They
were-
tell you not to even go to the hospital. Just
You were gutsy to keep following that ship. I'd have brought that thing back. Hello,
Oh, right.
Mark.
Tim thinks it's the flux capacitor.
Yeah, the flux capacitor. screwed up.
But yeah, that's the reason I sent it back, Steve. There's no way I can go out and fly with it acting like that. And when I brought it back, turned it off, started it up, and it started doing it again. And the drone was like not steady. It was like,
It's like you're not keeping a GPS signal.
right, yeah. And at one point in time, and I had started it up like 3 times. At one point in time, it took off and got to about 4 feet and started doing a toilet bowl thing.
Oh, wow.
the whole drone?
Yep,
Oh, wow.
not just the gimbal. So
I wonder if it's one of the motors too.
well, but the motor wouldn't cause the thing to tilt like that.
No,
Well, if one's off, the other ones would try to compensate for it.
I don't know. I don't know. So that's why I packed everything up, sent it back, say, you guys figure it out.
Yeah, there could be
Because it's
something with
under
the flight
warranty
controller.
until March of next year.
Yeah. Well, I know when I bought the light, I bought the insurance policy with it.
You bought the
for-
2-year?
Yeah, for the Autel, through Autel after when I went to register it.
Yeah.
Oh, you just bought a Nano, Steve.
No, I got the Autel Light Plus.
Light Plus,
Oh.
the next
Oh.
step up.
I got it
Oh.
with the adjustable aperture, 1-inch sensor.
Oh, wow.
It does the same thing that Paul's does, except it's got a 1-step wide open, more open on the aperture than the Nano does.
Yeah, the Nano's what, 0.8 or something?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Autel's got a great camera. There's no
Oh,
doubt
yeah.
about it.
Well,
Oh,
then
they do.
what's that?
They do have a good camera. I've always liked.
And they've got 2 night modes on it.
Yep.
Because I know Brian Mack, he's the one that I first started watching, and then Paul with his that he had it. When he first did it, that first night he had it out, it was like unbelievable.
Yep. Yeah, because when I was comparing it, of course, my Air 2S just doesn't have the same capabilities. It probably does if you're going to manually change the settings continually throughout the flight, but I can't do that. I got to leave it on auto because I'm going around dark light.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I had the Mini 3 that I bought, the Mini 3 Fly More package Pro, whatever.
Right.
And it just didn't handle the light in auto just like the Autel Nano. So I sold the David AZ bought it. So
Well, and now with that firmware update, it's supposedly good with the night.
right.
Mhm.
Because everybody's talking about how good the night vision is on it, not night vision, but the night mode mode is on it. It's about the same as what the Autel Light is
Yeah.
and the Nano.
Yeah.
Question, hey, Paul, question. Was your original Autel doing that before you updated the software?
No. But
So,
here's the thing. I cannot remember doing a software update. Because Autel says that the Autel is supposed to pop up on the screen when it wants to do a
Right.
software update and give you a notice. I never got a one. So when that happened, I went into all this, everything, and into it to look at what all of the different
what version?
Data.
the numbers, of all the different, whether it was the gimbal, the camera, all the different things. And it was like 6 or 8 different things were lined up. And Steve, every one of them were in red.
Yeah.
Huh. That's weird.
So they were in red. What do you mean by that?
Not good. Normally they're in black.
Yeah.
Because then I did a firmware update, which is they told me to do, and it wouldn't complete the update. It would stop at 99%.
I remember, yeah, that was the other day.
When I went and checked the firmware, and it turned back to black.
I'm wondering if there was a glitch in your update. Then, just like Tim said, it could have been right after that.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, versus DJI, you can do it online where it automatically does it like
Right.
Autel does, or you can at least do it with their software, which I do like. I like it better because I'll take my drone in. If I see it come up, I'll just come over, turn on the app, plug it in, and update it directly off the computer instead of doing it on remotely.
Well, I tried for several days while this whole dilemma went on with me talking to Karen from Autel. I tried everything. I updated this, updated that. I took it out and I'd set it right here, turn it on, and it would seem to be working okay. But as soon as I picked the drone up to move it a little bit, it would go all kinds of spasms. And at one point in time, I picked it up and was holding it here, and it was like the drone was going, and the camera was going crazy.
Do you see what Tim said? Paul, look at the forum. A lot of people are talking about the same issue you had.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Have you looked at the Mavic, the Autel forum? Are you on that one?
No, I haven't. But I've had several people tell me that there's a lot of people are having the same camera issues.
I joined that forum and I get stuff, but I haven't really read it because I've been too busy.
I contacted Drone Nerd, okay?
Uh-huh.
See about if they were going to if it could be serviced. And as soon as I told them it was an Autel Nano, they said, Autel is not releasing any parts to anybody. You have to go to Autel. And it's the only drone Autel has that they cannot order replacement parts or whatever.
On the Nano? Is the only one?
Nano Plus, yep.
Yeah, you can get parts for all the other ones, but you can't get them from the Nano. I think they were designed as a throwaway, so something happened to it, they just toss it and here's another one,
Mm-hmm.
But see, the point being is the reason I returned the whole thing is because there was times it wouldn't link up to the controller, or it would hook up and the screen would be black, and it would, and so it's like I'm thinking, is it the controller? Is it the drone? Is it the combination of the drone and the controller? So that's why I sent everything back.
Smart move.
Because I could see, Steve, me being in a dilemma with Autel. It says, well, did you try this? And I'm sitting with a controller here. Well, I can't, you got the drone. And
Yeah. That's a better move. Send the whole package. Everything's there.
Everything's back, from every cable that came with it to all the batteries to everything.
Yeah, in fact, the case that the Autel light came in, I've got it sitting over here in the corner because I bought a backpack
Yeah.
to put everything in. Because I have it so I can carry my tablet in it and other accessories and stuff.
Right. Right. Well, here's a chuckle for you guys. Do you remember I had the Anafi thermal camera?
Yeah, I remember it.
And I sold it to a guy for $1,800. I went and looked up the Anafi thermal used now, $5,000.
Yeah.
Woo! Wow.
They've gone through the roof.
Yep.
Well, what really surprised me was DJI on that latest release with the M3, not M3, what is it? The one, because there's the 30, that at the price that falls in there for having thermal on it and having that high a quality of thermal.
Yep.
Boy, that's a heck of a price.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's what Dre has that, right?
Well, Dre has the model above that one.
Oh, okay.
This is the newest one that came out. That's on the small format. That's got the thermal imaging and everything on it.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Jim Boyd bought the thermal camera for his drone, he got that thing. It was a used camera he was going to get. It was for $5,000 for the camera.
Yep. That's when I had a thermal. I bought a thermal for my Inspire One.
Right.
And it was $8,800.
Yeah.
And I had it for like 6 months and decided I was going to sell it. You know how much the most I could get for it? $4,300.
Wow.
Like driving a new car off the lot.
Yeah. Depreciation.
Yeah.
You know, Paul, you kind of reminded me of something. I just now realized that I was sitting there for some reason thinking about this tonight. Last night I stayed in a hotel and in Bismarck, and they have a bar restaurant there. And I've stayed there many a times, always had good service there, but a brand new barmaid behind the bar. What a bitch.
Yep.
She had that, that resting bitch face,
Yep.
and she was not friendly. And at one point, it took me over 10 minutes just to get her to bring me a menu. Thank God I had a drink. And then it was another 10 minutes. She said, well, what would you like? And I said, well, hey, how's it? They have a walleye sandwich. I said, how's this walleye sandwich? I don't know. I've never had it. And she turned around and walked away from me. And I'm like, okay, did I say something wrong? And like 10, 15 minutes goes by and I'm like, screw this. And I slammed down the menu and I walked away. I'm like, I'm not that hungry. Well, this morning when I was checking out, the manager was behind the front desk. And he said, the manager. And as I'm checking out with this one other girl, and she says, oh, thank you for staying with us. How was your stay? And I said, well, everything was fine as normal. And I said, except for last night in the restaurant with Karen behind the bar. And I never realized I said that until after I said it. I referred to her as Karen, and all of a sudden I seen about 3 heads pick up. So, but I told him, I said how she was, and they said, well, we will look into that. Trust me. You're not the first person. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
I hate somebody, get in trouble, but they asked. She was an absolute little witch.
Yep. She is not somebody that should be representing their company. If you put her back in the dish room, washing dishes or something,
Yeah.
Hello,
and
David.
Evening, folks.
One guy was there trying to defend her, and he's like, well, she was a little busy last night. And I said, it wasn't that busy. I used to bartend, and there's a thing called being busy, and then there's another thing called busy with a smile.
Yeah.
I said, she wasn't that. So, yeah, I couldn't believe it was
See,
Karen.
you calling her Karen.
Yep. Mm.
Well, word's going to get around about you the next time you have to stay up there.
Yeah, I know. Might not want to eat there again.
Well, what you do is when you check in, you go up there and say, when's Karen working in the bar? Because I want to make sure that I stay away when she's there.
Okay. Yeah.
Evening, Tim. Evening, Edward. Yes, the
Hey,
British.
David.
David, hey guys, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna go crash for an hour.
Okay, Paul.
So I'm kind of whipped.
Yeah, I hope you get feeling better real
Yeah.
soon. It's gonna probably.
yeah.
I'm gonna go too.
A lot
Bye,
better.
guys.
I'm a lot
Okay, Carlos, we'll see you, buddy.
Rest up,
Yeah.
man. Well, Brian, how are you, sir?
T-Mac. Yeah.
Standing bitch face. The conversation is deep in this one, Luke.
Well, Ron usually gets along with anybody, but she must have been something else.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, you've never heard that phrase, the resting bitch face? Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Well,
was
I've
all
heard of
that
it.
in a bag of chips, right?
I've heard of that. I'll mute my mic while this phone rings.
Yeah, I hope Paul gets feeling better soon. Because he's all by himself there since his wife died, and I worry about him.
Where's Diane?
Diane is there, but she doesn't live right close. In fact, Diane the other day went over there and he had the deadbolt on the door. She was knocking on the door trying to get in, and he wasn't answering the door. And Diane, Steve, is his sister.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and so she was concerned too. So
Yeah.
BMAX says he's adjusting to his new iron lung.
Well, Ron dropped out. Carlos dropped out.
Yeah,
Ron, we know he'll probably lost signal.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Ron will be back.
Driving in the middle of no man's land.
I see your little buddy Sparky's right there.
There, he's back.
Ron is
Surprise!
back.
All right. Yep, sorry, I lost you for a minute.
Yeah. So it looks like you got some sunshine there.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark out though.
Oh yeah. We haven't seen sunshine here in quite a few days.
Oh, we got
Oh, really?
sunshine. We got sunshine and cold weather. Well, cold for Southern California in the 50s.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
boo-hoo.
chilly.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Brian. Paul Hodges, I guess, has got the same thing you got. You guys been swapping
Yep.
spit or something?
Yep, and AZ drone dude's got the same thing going too.
Yeah,
Oh.
David. Yeah,
Is that a threesome?
Yeah.
yeah. He says been down for 6 days with some really bad stuff. Been sleeping 16 out of 24 hours. Not done
Wow.
with it yet.
Well, David was complaining.
Yeah.
David was
You can all move away from your computers a little bit.
David and Paul both were complaining about having the night sweats and the chills.
Yeah, it's a flu. In fact, what was it, about 4 weeks ago? It hit one school in our school district here. It hit a couple of schools. 1,000 kids were out on one day.
Wow. Well, Paul said that his bus run normally has got 60, 65 kids on there. And recently, he might have 12 or 15 kids.
Sunshine and -3 degrees all day today, Mark's saying.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't hit we didn't hit 60 today. We've been in the 50s and it's getting down in the 40s, mid 40s to low 40s at nighttime.
Yeah.
I'm showing a high of 28.
It is currently -4 degrees, and the highest temperature today was -1.
For you?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's centigrade.
Yeah.
Celsius.
Yeah, we don't use degrees anymore. We just call it bloody cold.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
the
hope
funny
you
thing,
get,
it's actually warmer here than it is where Mark is in Manchester.
yeah. Well, I hope you get to feeling better soon, Brian. That sucks. I know it's knocking the heck out of people.
Hey, Steve,
Yes, sir.
can you, if it's okay with Paul, maybe just share a minute or so of that video of that bear camp, kind of show people what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let me bring it up.
You just bring up Bear Camp, Alaska. It'll
Yeah.
go right to that video. I think it's the
Hey,
first
Tim.
one.
Sorry, Ron. Laura's okay. She's playing Harry Potter on the PlayStation. And now I'm pissed. My biscuit just fell off. I dipped it in my cup of tea and then answered Tim and lost it.
Make sure you hit those two little check boxes, Steve, when you bring it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Is it bearcampsalaska.com?
No, just put, go into YouTube and just search Bear Camp, or just go onto my Facebook.
Yeah, that's where I was headed for.
Not healthy. Not healthy. Human food. What do you want? Is this what you want? Kiss?
Let's see.
Yes.
Share screen, share
Let's get it.
sound, share optimized video clip.
Okay.
Can everybody see that frozen?
Don't look frozen.
Owned and operated by Great Alaska Adventures for decades, there's probably no better early season bear viewing out there.
But take that back to the beginning, Steve.
Back to the beginning he wants? Okay.
That's about the mid. There you go.
I think if you ask anyone that's had a truly authentic wild time in Alaska, they'll tell you that their adventure started with a small plane. This case is no different. Like, of course you'd land on a beach. This is Bear Camp.
Catch you later, Tim.
With a chance to stay overnight. And eat better than you'd expect for being in
You're
the
right,
middle
Mark.
of
A very British problem, that.
Owned and operated by Great Alaska Adventures for decades, there's probably no better early season bear viewing out there. A unique chance to look into the lives of coastal brown bears.
I would say out here it's not bear viewing, it's a bear
Oh.
experience. It's really neat. You actually interact with the brown bear
Oh.
and
Yeah.
in a really respectful way.
Well, I warned you it was hot.
Photographers, bring your long lens and a wide angle lens here. You might just need both. But you don't need the best camera to get the best shot.
Or it's Mark, you drinking my tea again.
The bears here have so much food available to them that they merely view us humans as another part of the scenery. They often go about their business like no one is watching.
This is the first time I've ever seen one out here with that flounder in its mouth. And it's just so happy walking right towards us. This is pretty epic.
Of course, it helps to have experienced guides when the bears do get curious. It's an original homestead site surrounded by national parkland.
Enough.
Lots of history and Alaskan ingenuity here. Make sure you ask about Wayne Byers.
When Wayne was still alive, I worked out here with him for 7 full summers. Had one tooth in the middle of his head, had the beard, and
Something that surprises me the most, more than being like 7 feet from a bear, is the food. I can't even imagine what it takes to make food this genuine at a bush camp. And the accommodations. A fully
I've got that
weatherproof
down, fella.
tent with a heater and comfy bed.
It won't be rough.
There are showers too.
Not bad at all for the Alaskan wilderness.
Camp is fully self-contained. Solar power for cooking and charging, perimeter fence to keep the nosy neighbors out, a meal tent to hang out and recap the day. There's this private elevated viewing platform, one of the best places to hang out.
Done?
You get the sense that the guys not only care about keeping people safe, they also just really love bears. I've seen bears before, a lot of people have. We've seen them in zoos, documentaries, movies, but I've never been close enough to actually hear them. This place has a long and successful history of showing people a great time. It just doesn't get any more real than this. So you get top-notch bear viewing, you get to live amongst them safely, you get to eat and sleep well, and you get memories that last a lifetime. Wow.
It just feels good to know that places like Bear Camp really still exist, you know, that somewhere in the world bears are getting up in the morning and they're going about their business. They're not doing anything based on us at all. And to be able to just spend a little bit of time with them when you go back to your home in New York City or LA or Seattle, it just makes you feel a little more connected maybe. At least that's how I feel about it. I think our guests feel the same way.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah. Yep. That's the plan.
When are you going?
I'm looking at June 8th through the 15th, I believe it is. Yeah.
Our salmon should be running by then.
Yeah. Yep. The
Gosh,
cups will still-
Well,
cups will
actually,
still be
that
small.
that could be a little early for it though too.
Yeah, a little bit. We'll start sometime in June.
Yeah.
But the heavy salmon will be up in July, especially into August. So, but still, they'll be there, you know.
Yeah.
But they said there's like clams and there's so much more stuff that they eat.
Mhm.
Like in the spring when they come out of hibernation in April and in the early May, you know, they look for stuff to really fatten them up, and the clams are one of the things that they really go after, and they're right there in front of the camp,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that I know when I was in Alaska, and this is decades and decades ago. In fact, it was a year after the big Alaskan earthquake. That's how long ago it was. And I was with my dad, and we went up there for a convention into Anchorage. And then from there, we flew over to the into the Katmai National Park. And we took an amphib in, and you land on the lake, and then they drive up on shore, you get out, and we're there for a 5-day fishing trip up there. And it kind of reminds me of this, but they had little cabins up there because there were bear running up there, moose up there running everywhere, and you know, on the lake. And then it starts from the lake up a river, and up the river the fishing regulations were unbelievable. Like you couldn't have a barb on the hook at this point, from this point to this point. No live bait whatsoever.
Really? Wow.
And there was all these regulations at the time. And I mean, bald eagle, bear were up there because they were down along the edge of the lake, because they were actually going after freshwater clams.
Yeah.
Freshwater clams.
Yeah. I harvested a lot of those up in the boundary waters and from above Minnesota and going into Canada, going to Outward Bound.
Now, would freshwater clams taste different than saltwater clams?
They're
Yeah.
a little sweeter.
Yeah, saltwater ones are very salty.
They're sweeter. They're sweeter tasting, but they're delicious.
Huh.
I didn't know there was that much of a difference. Huh.
Yeah, one's low salt, one's high salt.
Salted
Yeah.
or non-salted? Yeah, because we made a loop up. We started in Ely, Minnesota, and it's a survival camping school called Outward Bound that's up there. And they bust us up to a point. Then we started the trip, and we cleared Canadian customs along the way. And then from that point on, we were in the boundary waters for a total of 19 days of canoeing.
Wow.
That kind of reminds me, look at that thing when he said about the solar panel and seeing those cabins, it reminded me, yeah, when they said lights out, it was lights out. The generator was out. They had flashlights in everybody's cabin that you could use to go to the bathrooms out.
Mm.
But this place looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
So you're going to be there for a whole week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. Just go out and hike every day, and
So
take
you're gonna take your drone with you?
I am. I don't know what their regulations are going to be, but there'll be places up there I'm sure I can fly the drone.
Look on air maps and see what it says up there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of restrictions in Alaska. You think about being as wide open as it is, there's, because of being national parks all over, a lot of stuff is blocked off.
Yeah. I'm taking the drone, you know, if I can't fly it, I can't fly it. But I'll have at least 3 other cameras with me. Yeah, I've always wanted to, you know, fly a bush plane up in Alaska.
Mhm.
They said the flight from Homer down to, you know, the camp is just spectacular.
I'm sure
I saw
it
another
is.
video on the views going down there.
I'm sure it is.
You
Yeah,
only live once, guys, you know.
Flying a bush plane's a different story.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
sure that's true, Ron. You're definitely living the life of like 4 million people. All these expeditions you go on. You're so lucky.
You know, the thing that is, David, I work hard for it though, you know. And this stuff ain't free.
Nope.
No.
But what I do is I work my tail off, you know, to go on these trips. And it's what I enjoy, you know. Is it the average person want to go live in an Alaskan bush for a week? Probably not. You know.
Oh, but the average person would love to see what you did through either film or pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see it this way, Ron. Yeah. I'll enjoy your videos. You take the risk making them.
Okay.
We just don't want to see any bloody selfies.
No bloody selfies.
And I know watching that that video flyer for it there, they definitely had a shotgun.
Oh yeah, you notice that guy had the large caliber cannon on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, you'll definitely need something for protection like that, won't you?
Oh yeah.
I was asking him before you came on, David, if they required you to carry a weapon up there, because I know some places. I have a friend of mine that was looking into where you can rent a cabin, and it's out in there, and they put you out there. They take you in, they get you out, and you're there for a week or however many days you're going to go in there for. And it's it's mandatory you bring a minimum caliber either handgun or rifle with you, or they won't let you in.
You know, when I went up back in August, when I was up there, up in Petersburg, that's not an area for coastal brown bears.
Mhm.
And the last two trips ago, we never seen any up there. But this past trip, I caught wind that a lot of coastal browns have moved in, and they chased all. That's why I didn't see any black bears this past trip. And that's why I took the firearm and bear spray, because I said I was up there 2 days before the rest of the guys,
Right.
and I was out running around by myself. I'm like, I better take something with me. So
What did you do? Did you ship it up or did you carry it on board the plane?
no, I took it aboard the plane.
Oh,
As long as you keep the gun and ammo separate, and you know it's registered to you, and yeah, you declare it, and yeah, it's perfectly fine. So I did ship the bear spray up though.
yeah.
I shipped that up ahead of time.
Have you ever
Yeah,
had to use the bear spray?
In Yellowstone 3 years ago, I sprayed that mama black bear that came at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I think she was bluff charging me, but I wasn't sure. All I know is I gave her a snoot full of spray though she didn't like.
She was not happy.
the road. No, but it worked. That stuff, actually, that's the first time I've ever used it. But that stuff come out pretty fairly in a strong
Spray.
stream.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a stream. It's a stream, not so much a
Yeah.
spray.
It's under more pressure than I thought it was. I'm like, holy crap.
Well, yeah,
It
you want to
worked.
make sure it hits the bear further away than close up.
Yeah.
Well, now how far away was the bear when you sprayed her?
I was on one side of the highway, she was on the other, and when she was pacing, and I have it on video of her pacing, and they make, sometimes when they get in that aggression mode,
Yeah.
it's a weird noise. It's almost like a humming noise they make, and you'll hear this dun 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 dun, and then I heard her jaws chomping. I'm like, uh-oh. And she got about halfway to on the other lane. She got about 2 or 3 across the lane. She wasn't quite to the yellow line in the middle of the road, but I was right on the berm on the other side of the road, and she started coming across. I'm like, that's it, boom. I pulled it. I gotta admit, I was a little nervous. I was shaking a little bit. Like, you got a 400 or 500 pound bear coming at you. Get your attention.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
But it worked.
Because that 400 or 500 pound bear will rip you apart limb by limb.
Oh, big time, especially Mama protecting her cubs.
Yeah.
But she had no reason to do that, because when I saw her, I was 200 yards away, kept walking the opposite direction. Now I'm pushing 300. So, I kept walking the opposite direction. The further I walked, more or less of a threat I was.
Mhm.
The last minute, she decided to come at me. But
Did you have any food on you?
no. Mm-mm. No, she wasn't coming at me for food.
Yeah.
He was coming at him because
Ranger-
it was food.
You were the
Yeah,
food.
for food, yeah.
Well, and at times too with bears, I've heard is you're carrying food on you in a backpack or whatever, and you don't even think about it, and they smell
can
the
smell
food,
it.
and
Yeah.
that's what they're attracted to more than they are the person.
Well, she pushed those cubs over the hill
Uh
into a safe area, and then she come at me.
huh. You were gonna be a two-legged deer.
I know. You know what spooked me was last Christmas Day, when I was hiking in Yellowstone. My God, it was only 11 degrees,
Mhm.
and Hot Tub Chick and I were out hiking, and we found fresh grizzly tracks in the snow, and I'm like, holy shit, you guys are supposed to be sleeping. What are you doing out?
Wow.
That's what hurt. I head back, she goes, yeah, sounds like a good idea to me. If
Mhm.
they're out, that means they're hungry.
Yep, they got the munchies.
Go right back to hibernation, but
Yeah.
they're out.
Well, I know the only time I've been around in like Yellowstone and backpacking up in the Sierras and stuff like that. And the one and only time that I can actually say that I started to get, I was afraid. We were all out. This is between Christmas and New Year's. We were up in Fish Camp, on the
Yeah.
southern
Yep.
side there. And we were staying there at that Marriott hotel. And
Yeah.
we got out on the backside of the hotel and we were just going for a walk in the snow. And I could stop and hear something. And my friend Tom, he was in the lead and I was in the back. We had our wives in between us and the kids in between us. And I said, hey, Tom, just very low. He says, just stop for a second. I go, oh, look up at the stars, trying to keep their mind off of it. I could hear it and I could hear something moving. And I'm going to myself, there's a cat out here. There's a mountain lion out here and it's stalking us. So I said, just keep on going and just loop around. I said, yeah, let's go over here and just go to the other side. So after we got around the other side, we got closer back to where the hotel was. I told him, I says, there was something out there stalking us. So the next morning we get up, we go look out there. You could see the tracks, and here's the tracks where the cat was off to the side. You could follow it. We followed the tracks of where the cat was compared to where we were.
Following
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're sneaky little buggers.
Yeah,
You know what
they are.
that cat said, don't you? Did somebody order my food to go? Because there it goes.
I haven't seen any tracks in my yard recently. No. Doesn't mean they haven't been there, but
Yeah.
we got so many deer in the neighborhood, that's obviously going to attract them.
Mhm.
But I know they're in the area. I get nervous. I'll tell you, when I put my truck in the garage and when I go to leave for work at 3:00 in the morning,
Right.
it's a little nerve wracking because it's about a, I don't know, 20 yard walk from
Yeah.
the house, the porch down to the garage. And it's pretty dark where I'm at,
Well, the
Oh,
light
yeah.
the light you had on helped.
Yeah, there we go. I
But
can
then,
still see
but then
pretty
you
good.
can't see.
No, I can see.
Hey, Ron, do you ever use those night vision goggles?
We do it on the helicopter, yeah.
Because I see they've got them for sale on YouTube now. Not on YouTube, but online.
Yeah, I don't know what generation. I'm trying to think of what generation we have. I think they're the Gen 5s. I forget what the military is up to now, but I can see several miles with mine. The ones that we have, they're really good.
Yeah, those
I
are
would-
several $1,000s.
What's that? Oh yeah, they're
Well, that's what the ad said, several $1,000s, but I think they were like $1,200 is all they were.
Yeah.
that would be a cheap pair.
Yeah. Good evening, Bob. Bob saying hello to you. Bob Casey saying hello to you, Ron.
Brother
Hey,
Bob.
Evening, Bob.
All right. Interstate 90.
Lord, you
On
want
the
to
final stretch home. Woo!
Yeah, so many of those places, you got to really dig into them to find out what kind of sensors that are on them and do some research on them. The ones that they sell and unfortunately end up being a piece of crap, to put it mildly.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I have? I have a night vision scope
Right?
that was Russian military. And it's like got to be 20, 30 years old.
Mhm.
But that little sucker still works pretty good. And it's got the great big lens you adjust on it.
Uh-huh.
And you put the batteries in it and you push it and it goes, and it fades back down unless you hold it.
Good evening, Chuck.
I just seen this sign on the interstate, one of the lighted signs, and it says only Rudolph is allowed to drive lit.
I don't know if you guys saw the the Fun for Fly show with Johnny. Had the show on last night, and Bob Dempsey for Old Guys Drones dressed up as Santa Claus, and the guys had their kids coming in and their grandkids coming into the thing, and I'll tell you what, he did a great job as Santa Claus.
Yeah, he did do a good job.
Well, I am going to lose you guys here in about 5 minutes.
Well, we'll still be here if you want to find us.
Yeah.
Is the herd there or no? Or are they pretty much disappeared?
Oh, no. I'm still another 45 minutes from home, but I'm coming up towards Sundance, and I always lose.
Well, before we lose you, how's your little gal doing at the barmaid?
She was in Vegas this week. She went to see her son and potential new daughter. And her son wanted her to come out and meet the girlfriend. So she said, I don't know, Ron. She said, he really, really wanted me to come out. So I don't know what's up with that. But
well, that was nice.
Yeah, I saw her last week.
That's nice that he did that for her, though.
Chuck says, Ron, when you're in a helicopter, who needs a drone?
Yeah.
Except you can't sneak up on anybody in one of your helicopters.
This is true.
They can hear you for miles.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, what do you think?
No, you don't want to know what I think. Ugh.
That's up to you. It's up to you, Paul. You got 15 watching.
Yeah, I know. We got 15 people here. I just was.
They're all here for the run.
You were up in the mid-20s earlier.
Yeah, it's come down, but it builds up because of you being here, Steve and Ron. You know, when we had two superstars on the panel.
Yeah, okay. Tell me something else, I believe.
Yeah. I'm sure good. I'm almost 140 feet above sea level because it's going to be rising real quick.
Yeah, you're going to get hit first. I'm up at about 5,000.
Yeah, we're down to 13 people watching. The only I noticed, like, usually about the 2-hour mark, it starts to dwindle down because people are saying, okay.
Well, depending on where you're at, like for me, it's 7 o'clock then on the East Coast, people are eating dinner, or where you're at, and then the Midwest, where Ron's at, he's still early, but the
5 o'clock here.
Yeah, Central people are dinner time.
Well, Ron, you need to get a drink because it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I know it's 5 o'clock here and I'm out driving. I need to stop.
Well, hold on. I'll have a drink. I'll have a drink for you. I'll do that for you because I care so much for you.
I'll join you in about 45 minutes. I tell you, that's one thing here. You get out in these remote areas and these cops out here, that's all they have to do. And they have little tricks. It's like, a couple months ago, I was pulled over and the cops said the reason I was pulled over was I didn't turn my high beams off of him fast enough.
Oh, geez.
I come up behind him and it was 11 o'clock at night. My hunter and I we got a deer and it was late. We were late getting out of the woods. And then we had to take it over to the butcher.
Mhm.
We got it over there and we're coming back out of Gillette. There was a state trooper in front of us. And I saw him and I do remember turning my high beams off. And then what they do out here a lot of times, they'll purposely go about 10 miles under the speed limit. And I put my turn signal on. I went around them, put my turn signal on, pulled back in front of him. Then he let me up. And my hunter said, Ron, what are you being pulled over for? I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't speeding. And that's what he told me. He's like, oh, what are you boys up to? And told him we just got a deer. We just came from the butcher. And he's like, oh, you guys out celebrating. I'm like, no. And I wanted to say to him, nice try, buddy.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was respectful. And I said, nope. I said, he's 15 years sober. He told me that today. And I said, I'd be fired if I got caught drinking on the job. So, but yeah, so they're bored. They have nothing to do.
Yeah.
They look
Well,
for
the smaller towns too, that's an income for them, isn't it?
It is. They look for
Right,
tickets.
writing the tickets and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. In one way, I don't blame them. I mean, yeah, they are doing their job, but sometimes when they pull you over for the bogus reasons, and they fish. Oh,
Yeah.
you guys out celebrating? No, we're not. Do you smell anything? Do you see anything in my voice or the way I'm acting?
Yeah, we're out. We're heading to go celebrate. Back at the lodge and eat.
Yeah. Oh my God, Ralph would fire me on a
Oh yeah.
dime. He knew I was drinking out there. We're not even allowed to. I have a lot of hunters that, we're on the way back from the butcher and they want to stop at a bar and pick up beer, take back to camp. And I won't do it because we have firearms in the vehicle and I have the signs, my boss's signs on the side of my truck. I said, I'll take you back to camp. We'll get rid of the guns. I'll take my signs off. I'll drive you back out, but I'm not doing it.
Ron, can't you buy alcohol, like if you're heading back to camp, and put it in the back of the truck, not in the cab?
No, I won't even stop at a bar.
Okay.
I could legally, but Ralph does not want that image,
Yeah.
I have the name of his business on the side of my truck.
Oh,
We have these magnetic signs that go on our doors.
yeah.
And when we're out, we have, have those signs on. So, and that, and just the fact that we have firearms in the vehicle.
Yeah.
I just won't do it. I don't know, maybe I'm overcautious. So
It's bad
But
enough.
like-
It's bad enough having a truck. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bad enough in a truck when you got a truck is keeping your firearm separate from the ammunition while traveling down the road.
yeah. So yeah, I just try to be extra careful. I'm probably a little paranoid, but that's okay. So, well, Paul, I'll let you guys go and thank you for
Okay.
having me on.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon, Ron.
Yeah.
You got a week off now.
Yeah, I got some time off. They'll be able to join you more this week. But yeah, I just been keeping pretty busy and doing a lot of studying, a lot of catching up because I have that whole month off from work. So, and sometimes it's not a bad idea to take a little break from YouTube,
Yep.
So, but anyhow, guys, Steve,
Okay.
it's always good seeing you. It's been a while.
I know, Ron.
Take care, and it's
Catch you later,
Steve-
Ron.
Steve's
Yep,
been
David, you take
Steve's
care.
been really busy, Ron.
I know he's always on the go. He's like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
Well, the batteries are slowing down a little bit.
Well, I know that Ron's got a nickname for you, Steve. It's Steve Cottontail Carpenter.
Goddamn carpenter. Well, yeah, especially if Ron's around, he's got a gun. It's going to be
That's
hopping
right.
real quick to get the hell out of his
That's
sights.
right. You gotta hop along,
Mm. Oh, shoot. All righty, guys. Everybody
Okay,
take
Ron,
care.
take care, buddy.
Take care, Ron.
Catch you later, mate.
Drive careful.
See ya. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Marshall. Oh, hey, Marshall asked Ron a question. He wanted to know if Marshall was, if Ron
Oh,
was
yeah, I
gonna
was just
sell his
looking back
Kimball.
over it. I was saying the same thing. Oh, we got off too quickly. Because Bob was promoting his channel.
Yeah. Mika Steve's here, I see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Mika, Steve.
Yeah. Sparky is up there nuzzled into David's neck.
Yeah. She's enjoying the warmth.
Well, that's because it's late there. It's what, after midnight, isn't it? Almost 12:30?
It is.
Yep. 12:17.
Wow.
Yeah, it's,
Little on the cool side.
Yeah.
yeah, just a little.
Chilly Willy.
It's definitely not getting any warmer.
No. Well, like for us here where we live, the thing that makes it feel cooler though too is we're so close to the water, the ocean.
Yeah, the wind.
No, not the wind. It's just the moisture. It really makes that cold penetrate a lot more.
Well, we've got the a dehumidifier going,
Uh-huh.
and it ain't making a blind bit of bloody difference. At one point, I'm sure it froze itself up. We were just like, nah, can't do it. It just randomly stopped. And now it's kicked in again. It won't stop.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it.
Yeah, I would. Laura's arrived in the chat.
Yeah.
I thought she was asleep.
No, she's playing Harry Potter on the
okay.
Xbox,
Oh.
PlayStation.
Playing games. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Laura, you're welcome to fire it up again and do your little thing. She's awake. You could have a round of butt crack or what do you call it?
Yeah, the thing is, Paul, your watches have gone up to 18 again.
Yeah, I know. I hate to stop, but I still got the Presque Isle. I've got to edit that and get that posted yet tonight.
Yeah, I've got to get going myself too, because I got to get ready for an online meeting here coming up in an hour.
Well, Steve, thanks for coming in, buddy. We missed you.
Oh, well, missed you guys too. You know,
Yeah.
I listen to you. I can't type when I'm at work, because what I do is when I do hear you guys on, I have my earbuds on and I just walking around with off my phone.
Yeah. Well, my big dilemma, of course, is I'm praying that Autel takes care of me, but we'll see.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Well, they have to anyway. You're in your 1-year warranty, so it's either fix it or replace it. Simple as that.
Here's what I'm afraid of. I packaged everything that came in the premium bundle package, right?
Mhm.
That means the multi-chargers, the extra batteries, and all
Right.
kinds of things.
The charging hub, everything's in there.
I sent that back.
Is that in the package that you all came as one when you bought it? You haven't
Yes.
got anything extra?
Yeah.
Right,
And
well, that's what
I'm afraid they're going to send me a lesser version that doesn't have any of that stuff in it.
Well, then you go back to them and say, oi, I want my other stuff back.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have to
don't-
wait. We'll have to
Don't
wait.
be pushed over, Paul. Don't
Well-
give it. Don't go, well, you know, I'm a nice chap. I'll just let you off not giving me them batteries back. No, you play hardball and say, hey, this gentleman has been talking to the British and they're telling you they'll kick
Wait, so what David's saying, Steve, is we need to, anytime we have a problem,
Yeah.
blame it on the British.
No, threaten them with the British.
No,
Like I said last night, we've invaded nearly 70% of the world. We've
Yeah.
occupied 70% of the world. Yeah, we will take their offices.
Hey, everybody in the chat, hey, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again tomorrow
Yeah.
sometime. Steve,
Catch
thanks.
you later,
care.
guys.
Good to
And
see you,
David-
Paul. Thank you. David, good to see you and everybody in chat.
Bucky, you gonna say goodbye?
Bye, Sparky.
Say goodbye.
Well, it turned around.
Turned around.